Good morning, gang. I hope you're having a good morning to start the day off. Let's grab our Bibles, James chapter 5, verses 9 through 12 today. 9 through 12 today, all right? All right, so last time we were talking about God using our riches instead of us hoarding onto them. Let's see what else James is telling the people of that church. He says, grudge not one against another. Okay, what does it mean to hold a grudge? When somebody does something bad to you, do you forgive them? Or do you just constantly say, man, that person did something bad to me. I will never forgive them. I will never let that go. That's holding a grudge. Mm-hmm. So, what does he say? Grudge not one against another. Stop doing it. Okay? Forgive people. Forgive them fast and be done with it. Don't hold it against them. He says, brethren, lest ye be condemned. He says, God's going to judge you. He says, behold, the judge standeth before the door. God is right there. He is judging. Now, the thing is, he's not just judging the person that did something bad to you, but he's also judging you for not forgiving them. So we need to be careful that we are not holding a grudge against someone else who's done us something bad. Okay? So don't do it. God's the judge. Remember, we talked about that at the end of chapter 4. God is the only holy judge. We can't judge other people. God will judge us and them. Let's read on. Verse 10. Take, my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. He said, all those prophets in the Old Testament that people did horrible things against, look at them as examples. And now he's going to give us one of those examples. He says, behold, we count them happy that endured. Excuse me. They endured and went through terrible things, so much worse than us, for having people call us names or say something bad about us. He says, ye have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord. Now, I want to remind you about Job. Do you remember him? In the Old Testament, there's a whole book of Job. And what happened was one day Satan went to God and said, you see your servant Job. He only loves you and he only follows you and does what's right because you bless him, because you're always taking care of him, because you protect him. But if you drop that protection and let me torture him, he will deny you and say you're horrible and give up everything. So you know what happened? It says that God dropped the hedge of protection around Job. And Satan came in and did horrible things to Job. Job lost all of his children. He lost all of his cattle. He lost all of his property. He lost all of his houses. He lost everything he had except for his wife. And his wife was turning against him and saying, curse God and die because your life's just getting worse and worse. His friends came and told him, give up. Turn on God. He's not helping you right now. You know what Job did? He said he was going to honor God no matter what. Wow. You mean everything was taken away from him. His children, his homes, his cattle, everything that meant anything on earth was taken away from him. And yet he didn't turn his back on God. And you know what God did? He blessed him. He gave him twice as many children. He gave him twice as many camels and sheep and lands and houses, and he blessed Job. Now, does that mean that Job didn't remember all that he went through? No, he remembered that pain, but he blessed God because it was God's when God gave it to him, and it was God's when God let it go. And he says, remember Job. and have seen the end of the Lord, and that the Lord is very pitiful. It means not that he's pitiful, but that he is full of pity. He looks on us and he cares for us. It says, and of tender mercy. He let Job be tested to be an example to us and to show Satan, nope, my prophet Job he's gonna stand up for me. He's gonna do what's right. No matter what happens, no matter what you do to him, Satan, he's gonna do what's right. Wow. It says, but above all these things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, nor by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea, your yes be yes, and your no be no, your nay, nay, lest you fall into condemnation. He said, make sure that whatever you say, you're actually going to do. If you say, yep, I'm going to do that. If you promise somebody something, follow through on it. Make sure that what you say is always right and always honest and always true. If you tell somebody, I'm going to do it, do it. There are a lot of people out there who will just say one thing because they think that's what you want to hear, but they don't follow through. And those people, you can't trust them. You can't trust them to help you in time of need. God says, let your yea be yea and your nay, nay. What you say is very important. We are supposed to learn from the people of the past in the Bible, and we are supposed to make sure that we are doing what's right always in our life. No matter if we're going through a hard time like Job, or if life is easy, we're supposed to be doing what's right. So let your yea be yea and your nay nay, and follow what God wants you to do. So it's going to be hard for me to figure out a question for you today. So I sure hope you were paying attention. I love you. Hope you're having a great day.